Okay. Stream. I have a stream playback, that's perfect. I can just put this in this, and there we go. Um. Okay. So I don't remember where I was yesterday. In Orlando. Why in Orlando? No, yeah, right. I came back because it was what is it? It was denser. I had done Eldritch and it was denser to do now. So I'll go with Dark Spell since denser is very weak to dark. Honestly, I think those 3 spells should be it. But like I kind of want to. I talked about it with someone yesterday about how many spells were functionally useless on a sorcery run because it wasn't very clear. By functionally useless, I say it's a spell that either is too impractical to use, has, uh, or is simply a weaker version of another spell, or has a utility that's very rarely relevant. So let's see, how many spells are there? How many? I would say on a pinch, yeah, there's 10 spells per line, so it's 40. It's 38. There's 38 spells, 38 sorceries. Out of 38, how many of them are worse version or just very bad spell to use in general? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Let's talk about either damage or defense. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 technically. So you got 22 spells out of 38 that are, I'd say, a bit useless. And even then, you got useful spells that aren't very useful in practice. Soul Great Sword, it doesn't it doesn't deal enough damage and it doesn't go off as fast enough. You're always in a bad spot if you're using it. Also, it doesn't chain with itself, which sucks. Like I said about 20 spells that were useless, but it's like a tiny bit more because there's some spells that I just don't use even though I know they are not that bad, like Great Magic Shield for example. I simply had no reason to be blocking and requiring to block for an extended amount of time. Uh, the only one that surprised me is Frozen Weapon, but I guess it makes sense because why would I use Frozen Weapon when I can use Snap Freeze? Like it even costs less FP and it's still going to do it regardless. Not to say that Frost Weapon is bad. Frost Weapon is actually good because you do not have a frost resin in the game. Yeah, I think I'll just keep with those 3 spells because I don't see any other spells that would be useful. So now to go to Vault. Because I have not done Dancer. So I think this stream it's honestly quite likely that I finish NG+5 on this stream. There's like 4 bosses left because I don't intend to do any other boss. Do I go for the... honestly, you can do insane damage to Dancer, so I'll go with Dark Alert Ring. I just want to have the Mendicant Staff equipped. Also, it just occurred to me that I have a bad buff. Honestly, I don't think I'll need... I think I could do... I could realistically do Dancer in 45 seconds. That's not unreasonable compared to a lot of other things. So I don't need the 120 seconds of the Lothric War Banner. And there's no other spells to cast. Alright. Oh yeah, wait, shit. She's immune to frostbite, I'm an idiot. Okay, that's a level. That's definitely a level. Also, I have great. I now have a very high amount of dark damage. I could easily farm. I could easily farm some level in Grand Archives. But yeah, kind of brain dead decision from me to completely forget that Dancer is immune to frostbite. Um, Honestly, for the Pyromancy cycle, I think I'll farm a couple of levels real quick. I'm just curious to know how much damage does Great Soul Dregs do. But anyway, let's attune a spell. So, Snap Freeze. Snap Freeze. Dark spells are a no-go. You resist Dark because he's an abyssal enemy. Dragon Slayer armor, I mean. I'll equip spells that I usually never use because I don't see a reason to use them. Like, the simple problem is that Soulstream... I mean, most... Like the fact that Crystal Soul Spear does so much damage, it justifies everything about it. Like, that's why most spells suck. Oh, I could use a Pestilent Mist strat, but I don't want to because I don't feel like skipping. I could, but I don't want to. So I won't. Um... I mean, I'll have it, but I'm not gonna use it, most likely. Okay, so let's go to Dragon Slayer Armor. I need to get the Soul of a Great Champion. Oh, I think it's just a Soul of a Champion that's in the room just after. That's just because I have the weapon anyway, and I need defense. For me, defense is a soft way to limit the scaling. Like I lose a couple of levels of NG whenever I cast a defensive spell. Lol, Lamau. I think both got stuck. So yeah, I'm not bothering with Osiris or Gundyr. Oh my fucking god. Really, the double stagger into axe. I couldn't. I couldn't. Okay, that's kinda bad. Well, it is said to rival the power of regular greatsword. I assure you, at this point it doesn't. Okay, I don't know why the other dragon did not attack. Okay. So, honestly, I don't think I'll need the Dust Crown Ring. Because I've more than enough openings to chug Estus Flask. Like, I've been worrying by default more than I should have. Because again, I don't really need it. So I'll try to go with any source of damage. What the last one could be. Do I try Flint setup? Like I could do a reasonable Flint setup. Oh, Sage's Ring. Okay. Um Bull fucking shit. Honestly, Oming Crystal Soul Mask doesn't seem that bad, but I think the problem is that when you use it, uh, when you use it, if you have multiple hits at the same time, it doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna run and get my my souls because I don't want to lose 400,000 souls. This I cannot blame anything but myself. Honestly, I just need to look at something real quick. Uh, it's only 15 seconds. It's only 15 seconds. I thought it was longer. So actually I should just cast Snap Freeze every 15 seconds. That would solve a lot of issues. Like, it's the same duration as, not Steady Chant, but, something else. And like, it's very decent damage considering how easy it is to proc and the fact that there's no status build up. There's no higher status build up for Dark Souls 3. It's only in Elden Ring that they added that. Okay, so I'll Ember because honestly, I've also not Embered during those last things and I think I could feel it in the one-shots. And also because I have the ring that reduced my defense by 15%. I think it's 15%. I guess it's time for me to find an RTSR setup, because that was a one-shot. That was an unambiguous one-shot. Like, the fact that I was silent for like 20, 30 seconds wasn't because I didn't care about getting hit. It's because my mouth was wide open and shocked. I was shocked. That dealt so much fucking damage. Like, there's no saving it. I just... I'll have to lock in. That's not how you lock in. Okay, this time I did not get fucked. Okay. Wait, why did it feel like it was less? Did I forget something? No, I did not forget anything. I don't understand why it felt like it was way less than some. Maybe I'm an idiot.
Very then taken. Farewell, Ashen One.
Okay, now to set up for Twin Princes. Twin Princes, you have to go magic. You can't go dark either. They are very resistant to dark. But honestly, for Twin Princes, Great Heavy Soul Arrow will be useless. But Soul Greatsword will be useful. I still see myself getting walled by Lothric and Lorien. Because honestly, nothing would surprise me anymore. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with killing these idiots. Honestly, if I don't attack it, does it even work? Because if it doesn't work, it's probably better. Also, what the fuck? How did that spell go through all this? Ah, it does teleport. It's okay, I just ignore it. I like how the same spell has been following me for like ages. Okay, let's open the shortcut because I do not trust myself anymore. Doubt has been cast upon my mind. And fear upon my heart. I am no longer too strong. I am in fact fighting an uphill battle. I am winning because I'm still at Grand Archives, but man, man, if it isn't super fucking hard now. Okay, still don't know why that's here. Well, good thing I opened the shortcut because I'm gonna use it. I wouldn't want to use it, but I don't feel like I have a choice. Fucking hell. Like, like what's this? Honestly, what is this? Apologies. Okay, thank God the damage from NPCs is super fucking wild. Like, sometimes NPCs are just gonna two-shot you, but sometimes they are going to do damage that's like not scaled to the rest of the enemies around them. Do I have a spell slot left? I do. I'm gonna use this for Great Soul Tracks because I am curious to know how much damage I would do to the Gertrude Knights. Because I believe they're weak to dark. How much damage and how many souls will I earn? So let me just equip the Dark Ring. Dark Ring, this thingy. We use this. I just realized that I swapped the wrong item and still did a fuck ton of damage. You do be doing damage. I just want to kill all three of them at least once. I'm not using that, I'm not... I'll do the simple thing and just double swap every time. $92,000. Oh my god, I got safe setup. 656, I can actually level up. You know what? Soleil's Helm has run its course. Let me just use a different armor for once. Oh my god, the fucking posture with Alpha set. I really made most fucked up looking character that could ever exist.
Farewell, Ashen Nymph. Oh, I thought and that'll beg for and
God, these are so expensive.
till we meet my
Oh, the third ring is the 3 rings of sacrifices. Okay. Well, at the very least now, I actually don't have any I don't have anything left. I don't have any souls that I should worry about. I'm not gonna be walking around with 300,000 souls. Honestly, I'd be down to farm a bit of levels. But to be fair, I'm not needing that much levels anyway. Like, I am at 24 and 30. So, next cycle... I mean, honestly, I'm gonna bet that I'm actually gonna steal 3 shots with Snap Freeze Great Soul Dregs on the next cycle. I'm gonna bet on that. Maybe wrong, but I'm gonna bet on that. Okay, so to set up. Magic Clutch Ring. Um, do I go for the extra magic damage and use the Crown of Dusk? I mean, I will try. And let me see. Okay, I'll just cast Oath of Sunlight, Snap Freeze at the beginning of the fight, and then I'll do it regularly. Off to a great start, I see. Off to a very, very great start. I completely beefed it up. But honestly, like, the start of the fight is the... Like, they somehow managed to make it so the start of the fight is always favored towards the boss. Because he gets to decide when he teleports and where he teleports. And you can't really work around it. And so the boss will have the advantage until you can find a way to reposition yourself with your cast, with your position. Once you get background, it's fairly okay to. Well, good thing I didn't lose that many souls. Does it count as a boss death if I die on the way there? Oh my god, I did not send back the elevator. You know, just this once. Just this once. I want to see what my character look like. And my character is quite fucking ugly. But hey, I'm no longer hollow.
Marks are brave, but you may rest here too, if you like.
Honestly, I know what I'll do. I'll do the cheese. I will try to do the cheese. So if you don't know, you can actually cheese the phase 2 of the fight by standing next to Lothric's bed once once phase 2 has started. Well, just before phase 2 starts, because they will be facing away and the AI won't turn on until they notice you. And I'm gonna cast Pestilent Mists. I wasn't really for cheap tactics. I wanted to fight the bosses fair and square, but there's been so many bosses that were so fucking annoying in this cycle that I'm done with playing fair. I just want to reach the next cycle. I just want to reach Spiromancies. That's all I'm asking for. Like even the run back, I died to the run back. Honestly, fuck it, I'm getting the elevator. I know it's an elevator that sucks, but I have to do it at this point. Because I keep dying to the fucking bridge. Can I activate it? Okay, no, I'm gonna just activate it once. Activate it once, did the aggro, I activate it again, and I go back up. If you like it. I
This spot marks our grave, but you may rest here too, if you like.
honestly I want more margin for error, so I want to get rid of the magic clutch ring. Honestly, I'll try defensive. I'll try defensive play. Yeah, I'm resorting to doing that. I just have to survive one phase. I just have to survive one phase. That's all I need to do. Because second phase is guaranteed. I just need to go through Lorien. That's all I need to do. Are you kidding me? Can I wait for it to go all the way down? Because otherwise it's just gonna be annoying. Because normally when you quit on an elevator, it immediately goes to the bottom position or odd position, whatever position it was going in, but not this elevator. Because this elevator is special, because it's fucky, because there's a hidden secret. If you decided to launch the elevator and then warp out, the elevator will return to its default position. Also, I love that there is absolutely no way. Like, I don't think there's any way to tell if you are on the top elevator or on the bottom elevator. But it's because of this fucking knight that decided to not die. Fuck you! Like honestly, it's defensive setup, and I'm still doing 700 damage per spears. $600 damage. I can work with that. Okay, let's get back behind the throne. What? How? What have I done wrong? Out of safety, I'm gonna remove the legging of thorns. Just in case, just in case. Okay, but even with my defensive setup, even with only one ring to boost my sorceries, the damage was still okay. And I did get to phase 2. So if I can get to phase 2 and get the AI freeze, I win. Just need to do it well. Because I know they have not patched it. I know that bug is still here. Hello there. Oh my fucking god. Okay, so I need to put myself around here. Okay, not here because he's gonna bother me. I need to stay on the carpet. If I can stay on the carpet, I should be guaranteed to be behind both of them. I did not get it.
But you may rest here too, if you like.
So I think the issue that's going on is I think the issue that is going on is that because Crystal Soul Spear is still up as the second phase starts, the AI detects my Crystal Soul Spear. So I would need to have a different ender. Oh yeah, I need to turn off my alarms. Also, what is up? The ceiling of my room is up. Because if it was down, then that'd be very weird. Like, that's my theory. My theory is that... And given the amount of health that he had, it would not have been unreasonable for me to just Pestilent Mist. But I think they detect the fact that there is a projectile. Also, the other solution would simply to be whacking Lorien with my stick, with my sword. I don't know. I'm playing for a bug, so I get what I deserve, I guess. Is it enough? Fuck! Oh my fucking god. It looks amazing. It's fine. It's a fine game. It looks decent. considering it's a 2016 game. The problem is that I need to be FP efficient to have enough Estus Flask. I do not want to change the amount of Ashen Estus Flask I have equipped. It is... Did I use the buff before going on the elevator? No. You fucker! Of like, how did I miss? How did I miss the roll timing on that? I never miss it usually. It's a super easy attack to manage. I don't know how. I don't know how I managed to do that. Like, to tell you, there's like a guaranteed sound cue you can listen to guarantee the dodge. Okay. Okay, for some reason they still managed to catch me. I know what I need actually. I know exactly what spell I need. And like, if I read the situation correctly, I believe this is the best spell I could equip for this situation. All I need to do is maximize the casting speed that I have. So I need the Sanctuary Bellvine, and I need. Um, I only got get the Ashen Estus Flask because I'm running out of FP because my spell costs too much FP. But I don't need it if I have reasonable FP consumption. So I will use Sage Ring +2. And I will remove some spells. I don't need Oming Crystal Mass, it doesn't do anything for me. But I can use White Dragon Breath. Because what White Dragon Breath does, that is truly amazing, is the fact that it costs half as much, but the damage doesn't go up that much. So it's entirely reasonable to use it. It's a very FP efficient spell. And like, yeah, the spell is grounded, so it would suck against any other opponent, but Lorien and Lothric cannot be airborne. The only moment they are airborne is if they accidentally teleport on a chair. And in that situation, I'm still at advantage, so... Really, I think there's something to do with White Dragon Breath. And honestly, I will do my attempt with the sole purpose of doing phase 2 legit. Like, I won't try to do shenanigans. And honestly, I think that might be the solution. I do want to have a good melee weapon. So I think Frida's Great Scythe might be it. Having Frida's Great Scythe in the back. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Like, I keep thinking, there's no way I haven't died a lot in one cycle to like Twin Princes. But I'm thinking again about how many attempts it took me to do Deacons. And like, I think I've done more attempts on Deacons than I've done on the other ones. Also, Lorien well, I will say just Lorien. Lorien doesn't dodge sideways, doesn't walk sideways. Okay, it doesn't do what I thought it would do, but honestly, I'm fine with this outcome. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Here too, if you like.
Okay, so I don't need Crystal Soul Spear. I don't need Crystal Soul Spear. White Dragon Breath is more than enough. Like, the openings are quite similar, it's just that usually Crystal Soul Spear is better simply because it's more likely to hit. But here the enemy is extremely slow, so I don't need to have it. That said, I kinda wish I had some other options. Like, I'm trying to think about what I could possibly had, but part of me wants to bet on using Frida's Great Scythe. Yeah, outside of that, it's the old wolf curved sword for the higher physical damage, but that's 367. That's about 450, something like that. But the added magic is definitely going to make it worse, especially because they don't resist magic, so it's actually going to be better. Now the only issue is that one-handed Frida's Great Scythe is not particularly incredible. It's not bad, but I kinda wish it was a bit better. Also, I believe the Dust Crown Ring's damage boost is minuscule, so I'll use a better armor. The brass set. Fucking yes. Of course, the brass set. Like, yeah, it'll be a bit weak to fire, but man, resisting magic, being able to mitigate whatever the fuck Lothric is doing, I think that's worth. I think that's worth. He really loves popping behind me. I do feel the slower casts. That's 200 damage per attack. Part of me just want to go for a melee thing. I just want to... You know what? It's a sorcery cycle, but in reality it's a magic damage cycle. It's a... Because like, I wasn't against using anything that dealt magic damage. The reason I didn't is most stuff sucked. But honestly, I'd be down. I'd be down to try with Frida's Great Scythe, or the Great Sword of Judgment. So I think honestly, I'll go with that. I'll go with sorceries as only useful by the side, as utility. So if I go through the logic of sorcery only as utility, what do I use? Because again, there's still no useful buffs. Like Snap Freeze is probably okay, but it's probably not going to do much. Fire and Flash Sword could be used. Crystal Soul Spear just for some big damage. Pestilent Mist if I ever get the bug. Kinda want to see the difference between Crystal Soul Spear and Soul Spear. It says one ring I will perhaps remove is the Ring of Steel Protection. Because I don't know how good it is. Also, let me maximize my useful stats. $4.59. $5.91. Bull fucking shit. Yeah, no, Fire and Flash Sword is not cutting it. This is no Carrion Slicer. Ah,
Hearts are brave, but you may rest here too, if you like.
oh, I did the wrong motion with my neck. Ugh. I need something that weighs less than 13 and that doesn't suck. And that can be buffed. The Great Club? Ah. 15, 10, 10, but not very practical. So between Zweihander and the Astora Greatsword, because this is too heavy. This would honestly give me some lightning damage to cut through the bullshit. I mean, I don't have to lie to myself. The Dragon Slayer axe is just a good weapon. I don't have to lie to myself. And even if it's not at its best because I don't have the levels in dexterity and strength, there's no denying that I need to need to replace a spell for that. Like, it's still among my strongest weapons, even if I don't have the stats maxed out. I mean, considering how the Deacon's fight went, I am willing to make absolutely any sacrifice just for the sake of getting this over with. The goal, after all, is NG+7. And if anything, it taught me that sorcery sucks in Dark Souls 3. I mean, they don't always suck, but man, am I really feeling the lack of a certain lack of freedom in my sorceries. Oh, they both got frosted. They both goof. We was printed. Ah.
Marks our grave, but you may rest here too, if you like.
That's the most progress I've ever got. And I decided to go fuck it in melee. Kind of a shame that my Estus ring doesn't heal me back to full. There's like a theory for me. I don't think it's gonna be true. But what if I were to use the Dusk Crown Ring to lower my HP so that I'm more likely to have my buffs up? Honestly, let me try using the Sunlight Straight Sword, and my fucking god! And I'll show you. I go to the last bonfire, and that elevator is not going to be at the position I want it to be. Because maybe the solution after all was just to use the fucking buffing sword that's apparently super fucking good, because turns out I'm gonna get use out of both my high faith and my high my high intelligence. And I can buff myself with Orb of Sunlight. Yeah, if I remove the Ring of Steel Protection, what do I get instead? Well, I'm definitely not reaching NG+7 before the end of the week. I'm gonna remove everything. I'm gonna remove everything and I'm gonna equip a weapon. Let me sort by weight. Let me sort by weight and see what's the first good weapon that's also light that I see. Can they be poisoned? Question of the day. Can the twin princes be poisoned? They cannot, in fact, be poisoned. Kind of a shame that it's a heavy it's a heavy uh, reinforced club because it means it's gonna be a bit slower on damage, but looking at everything, considering my setup, this is the best strike weapon I have and they are weakest to strike. Honestly, I'm in the mood to shut up now, so I'll be quiet until I feel like I have something important to mention. That was very cool. I I uh I noticed that. Oh my god, that I've been stunned by beauty. I noticed that the lights behind the the stained glass behind Lothric actually shines whenever he casts a spell. The white part of the image becomes even whiter. Like it's and it stunned me genuinely. I did not register what was going on when I noticed that. Kind of a shame too because it was actually the attempt. Had I not noticed that, I would have won. I would have 100% won. Honestly, something I haven't noticed is if I proc to bleed or not. Honestly, this is a test run because I know that the blacksmith hammer actually actually has higher guard break, and I wonder if it works on Lorien. Also, I can't believe that the solution was to just stay at the door because you can't teleport behind you if there's no space behind you. Honestly, the riposte was not worth it. I knew it was too early of a roll. I accidentally did the running attack.
Rest here too, if you like.
Okay. So honestly, it was not worth getting the poise break earlier. It wasn't worth. Look, I'm not gonna do it, but the perspective of using the staff, the perspective of using the staff to attack was immensely funny for a second in my mind. Let's try the war pick. I keep having game-winning attempts that I just throw. Like here, I tanked so much damage. But it's a shame, really, because the riposte was very cool. But now I'll have a bit more damage. Like I know I can win from now. The only real issue at this point is me not fucking up. Like I know I could technically get, respec to get more damage, but I don't need to. I can't believe how consistent it is. Oh my god. Okay, that's a level. Ah. Let's go back to caster mode. Let's not forget it's a magic cycle. Dark and magic are both equally as good, so I'll go with dark. And I remove a bunch of these weapons because I'm gonna use the Lothric War Spear. The War Banner.
Welcome. Very then take.
Am I close to the 600,000 souls per level up? I'm getting closer.
Farewell, Ashen Maiden.
I do want to change my armor. You know what? Drake Blood. How is Drake Blood with Iron Dragon Slayer? Not really. Oh! I like that. And maybe the Mirror Chainmail? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So to get the spells ready... This eventually. Snap Freeze, sure, why not? Crystal Magic Weapon, since it doesn't care about those stuff. And I think that's about it. Every other spell is just gonna be a waste because I'm not speccing in that damage type. Great Heavy Soul Arrow. Yeah, I want to swap between spells fast. Oh yeah, and I also remember something funny, which is that because this weapon sucks, you cannot use, like, deadass. Which thing boosts my, remove all of them. This is me using the attack buff. This is me using Crystal Magic Weapon. Don't you notice something? It seems like the buff disappeared. It's almost as if it's a weapon buff with a weird aspect to it. Fucking unbelievably trash weapon, really, like... I'm just baffled. I'm just baffled by honestly, I want to make sure that I want to be sure that that one, I have the Storm Curved Sword, and two, that the Storm Curved Sword is maxed out. Because I've not upgraded it, and I'm pretty sure I'll have more than enough. I have 16. I can level it up to full.
What? Project like that.
So now that I gave the tiny thingy to the other guy. Like, man, I'm just gonna be so fucking happy when next cycle starts. Okay, so I need to move forward. Because at the last cycle I won't skip any cutscene, I'm actually curious to know if the cutscene tells you what's going on. Because perhaps it's just because I skipped the cutscene that I didn't realize that it changed your position. It just doesn't make sense. GG's. So I'll do the beginning of the next cycle.
Ashford Link. Very then hey.
I'll do the beginning of the next cycle real quick.
Ashen One.
Attune spell. Finally. Final fuckingly. Can I attune pyromancies? Finally I can use power within again. And finally I actually have some fucking spells that do something. Finally I have diversity in my spell slot. Finally I actually need slots for my spells. Do I have the Pyromancy Flame? I do have it. Okay. So now to equip... Now to equip every weapon that scales with both faith and intelligence. So... Shit. Every weapon that scales with both faith and intelligence. Hello there. I see you. You arrive at an unfortunate time, but I see you, don't worry. It's going fine. Denser enchanted sword, so I take that, I take that. If it has hybrid scaling, I'm taking it. Onyx blade, I finally get to use the Onyx blade. Crucifix of the Mad King. Witch's Lock. I completely forgot about that weapon. Gargoyle's Flame Spear. What else? The Demon's Fists. The Dark Hand. Probably not going to be useful, but I got the Dark Hand. The Demon's Great Axe. The Follower's Torch. I keep forgetting about this. Lorian's Great Sword. The Demon Scar. Is there anything else? The Ring Knight Spear. The Ring Knight Straight Sword. That's the Onyx Blade again. The Dark and the Chaos Short Sword. Very important. Ring Knight Bad Great Sword. I think that's gonna be it, but I think there might be one more weapon. Damn, the order is fucked up because I don't have enough strength. And the other Ring Knight Bad Greatsword. Okay. Have I leveled up? I did level up, okay. Okay, so let's start the next cycle and end the stream. And like, holy shit. Fucking finally. I can put the Sentry Belvine here. Fucking finally will I get something different. Fucking finally I get actual buffs. Fucking finally. Do I get stuff that scale with both my intelligence and my faith? Though to be fair, I did have the Dark Miracles and the Dark Sorceries. Oh yeah, so I said that I would do the Dark Miracles as well here. Not sure when or how. Damn. Journey 7. NG+6. I'm so fucking happy that I can just use stuff that actually has value. That doesn't suck ass. I probably need to, since I'm gonna use Power Within anyway. Since I'm gonna use Power Within anyway, I might as well remove the Lloyd Soul Ring. What I'll put instead, I don't know. Sage Ring. Honestly, the damage is not bad. Well, let's see. Let's see stuff like this. Let's see. I had heard tale about Chaos Bed Vestiges, and the legends were true. It is a spell that deals a fuck ton of damage. Oh my god. Like, seeing this amount of damage, this is like a victory lap for me. Like this is not even going to be that hard. Like, I'm trying to think about which boss are going to be hard. And besides the obvious Yom, I don't see any boss significantly resisting fire that's also threatening. Because yeah, ODK resists fire. Demon Prince actually resists fire. And maybe resists dark as well? Or is actually weak to dark? I don't know. I don't know, I cannot tell. But honestly, I'm down to try the DLCs with Pyromancy just because, like, honestly, do I do votes? Do I do votes? Do I do votes? Oh, I need 28 strength. Okay, I need to get that soon then. Okay, I'll do votes real quick. I just want to see how much damage I can get against votes. Like, you have no idea how fucking happy I am that I can use a fucking spell. Honestly, because it's early game, I'm probably. I mean, I can keep. I can keep the shield, but the staff is just more trouble than it's worth. Like honestly, I don't even care that that Vault is weaker to Dark, and I could use Dark Spell because I just have the sauce, the good ass spells, the spell that makes Gouda, exactly. I'll do Vault, and I probably do an early Dancer because I don't see early Dancer being any difficult. So, Power Within. I'm gonna use Great Chaos Fire Orb. I am in bliss. Like shackles shackles has been shackles have been removed from me. I'm I'm actually doing damage with good spells. Okay. So what I wanted to check before the end of the stream is the fire resistance on bosses. So there will be bosses that clearly don't cause any issue. Lothric and Lorien, 2% resistance to fire. Perfectly fine. Soul of Cinder. 35% resistance to fire, but 15% resistance to dark. And I have access to dark. And I even have access to standard, which is also 15%. So it's fine. Dragon Slayer armor. 20%. Oh, thank you for following. Thank you for following Hero Meister. Why am I reading it like it's German? Hero Master 1221. Thank you for the follow. But anyway. So yeah. Dragon Slayer armor. 20% fire resists. And yeah. Fucking Dancer of the Boreal Valley. 18%. And 20% to standard. And minus 26% to dark. Let me... God, I have a lot of stuff. I will remove a bunch of stuff. I don't need the nestling anymore. Okay. Like, I'm gonna click everything. I know it's not really relevant, but I'm gonna click everything anyway. So, Curse-Rotted Greatwood, minus 110% to fire. Crystal Sage, 0% against fire, minus 20% against standard, 0% against dark. Deacons of the Deep, no resistance to fire. Fire, 20% to standard. Abyss Watchers, 8% from fire, 15% from standard. That's lovely. I love seeing that. Volnir, only 28% to fire. And 32% from standard. It's actually kind of high. ODK, okay, ODK, 78% to fire, okay. But 0% to standard, 0% to dark. So I'm not walled. How's my day going? My day is going fine. Actually, I know. It's not going fine because I had to go through the fucking sorcery cycle and I finished it and holy shit, I never want to use sorceries again in Dark Souls 3. At least not in a mod. Not without playing a mod. That was an awful cycle. Like, the wall is a bit too far from me to punch, but that's a wall punching. That's a wall puncher, this cycle. Pontiff Sullivan, 8% to fire, 5% to dark, 0 to standard. Aldrich, tail is only 21%. The torso, well, the head is minus 68% to fire, minus 50% to standard. It's lovely. I love seeing those numbers. Yom is unfortunate. Because Yom is immune to fire, but minus 36% physical on the head, 15% on the arms, 49% on the torso, and 66% on the chest, but also minus 60% on the face to dark. Dark is very good against Yom, so I'm not worried. Dancer, Dancer already covered. Osiros, 20%. 20% for everything. Gundyr, 10%. It's 5% to dark. Ancient Wyvern, 80%, but that's not gonna matter. Nameless King. King of the Storm actually resists fire. But not by much. Like, he resists fire, but he's just very weak to everything else. That's the thing. And also, I have dark. Yeah. What else? Let's look at the DLC bosses. So, Sister Frieda, 60% to fire, 5% to dark. Ah. Father Ariandel, minus 19 to fire. Black Flame, 60% to fire. It's absolutely fine. Gryffindor and Great Wolf, minus 16% fire. That's perfect. Okay, Demon Prince. Demon Prince is like the concerning one, but Demon Prince only has 70% to dark. Well, in phase 2, it has high as fuck resistance to everything, but that's just phase 2. That's just Demon Prince. Demon Prince is just that bulky. And he doesn't get that much health anyway, so it's not gonna be that big of a difference. So yeah, I think Demon Prince is like the only concerning one, and even then, I could always use Dark or Standard, and Dark and Standard are a bit more fine. Medir. Medir is actually quite resistant, but Standard is gonna work. He's very resistant to Dark, decently resistant to magic and fire. It's only lightning that he's weak to. Uh, Half-Light. Half-Light is weak to fire. That's amazing. Slave Knight Gale. Slave Knight Gale, I think is resistant to everything. I think he's neutral to everything. He's about 40% for elemental absorption and about 35% for physical absorption. In phase 2 he's heavily resistant to dark. That's okay, I have fire and I have standard. So it's fine. And he can be poisoned. And he can be well, it can be poisoned. So like I have zero worries. Zero fucking worries. But anyway, I'm going to end the stream now. Next stream is tomorrow afternoon. Because tomorrow morning, I'm not there. And this afternoon, I'm also not there. But yeah, tomorrow afternoon, I start NG+6. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.